and send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll begin the drive with Hunt. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Watch it now, Barney.
A toss play to Hunt. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great one behind the line of scrimmage.
He's got 5-yard line. It's a gain of 20 and picking up pick overall. That was controversial, though. What ultimately made the Browns go in his way?
Well, post-draft, I did hear a Browns executive talk about the efficacy of Baker Mayfield. In other words, how people yelled out to the other guys. They yelled back with the same response, ran right to him, and they were ready to start the workout. He said things like that and his talent tipped the balance in his favor to go number 1.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. And this is going to be incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky.
4th down, Mayfield. And my God, incomplete. Hugh Jackson rolls the dice, but it doesn't work for him. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. The Steelers making their way out is sort of an interesting offseason for them. You at times get the sense that there's not always complete harmony, but boy, when you get everyone together and that offense is humming, there's something to watch.
They almost feel like a team that they actually use that works for them, right?
There he goes left side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Saquon Barkley making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Steelers get the quick strike touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to get the football. 23-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him.
We all know that Myles Garrett was drafted #1 in the NFL for his ability to get to the quarterback. That's his stock in trade. But the underrated part of his game, plays well against the run, knows how to hold the point of attack.
Looking to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
On third down, Barkley. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 14, but they're still a little bit short as it brings up fourth. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when, if a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
This defense porous so far in this first quarter. They face another first and goal.
Come on, let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38!
They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he maneuvers his way down to the 3-yard line. 6 yards there on the keeper. It's second down.
Some good, strong running right there. Some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. And no pitch there and no chance either as he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. Maybe the first big test of the season here on both sides. This is third and goal.
Let's go! Grand 38! Grand 38! Flex round! Flex round!
Now this time he'll look to throw. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Dante Moncrief from 6 yards away. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And oh, it's no good. For the second time now in this first half, he's missed an extra point. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. The Browns heading out on offense, Charles, and everybody knows the story. It's been 10 straight years of losing seasons, 0-16 last year. But it feels like there is some optimism. Is it warranted?
It'll be warranted if they can translate all of that optimism, the draft choices, the free agent pickups, the molding of a team into winning a game and then turning it into at least a modest winning streak. They have a great opportunity here in the opener against the Pittsburgh Steelers, their hated rival. That will make everyone feel better, not just the organization, but all the fans that surround them.
Second down, Mayfield. Escaping the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. He'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And down he'll go at the 25. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Throwing, Mayfield. Hit as he throws, and this is going to be incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. A first down carry for Barkley. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
On second down, here's Barkley. Open space inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Saquon Barkley now with his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. This offense trots back out there now, and as they do, Charles, one thing to point out that we saw a second ago are some of the new rules in the NFL this year regarding kickoffs.
Yeah, nowadays, the kickoff team, no more running starts. Remember that when you kind of circle a guy around and here he goes? No more. You have to start, close to the ball. And when it's kicked, then you get to take off and go. So you can't build up your speed that way. Also, when you're returning it, remember those wedges that we used to say where guys would form together, 2 or 3 guys? No more of those. So it'd be a lot more man-on-man, one-on-one blocking. And also they have rules about where people have to be when the ball's kicked, where they have to be when the ball's caught. So to me, it's much more like a punt return than it is an actual kickoff return. So I'm eager to see if teams now take their punt returners, those nifty guys who make people miss in the open field, and make them the kickoff returners as well. Because I think you can still get big plays in this area if you have the right people back there.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A really nice gain of 25 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Mayfield now looking to throw on 1st down. Dancing to his left. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, I have to admit, partner, that I've often thought that I don't like this rule, where the offensive player fumbles the ball, it goes out of bounds, and they get to keep it.
That's just because you're a defensive guy. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah, you're right. It is a slanted view, isn't it?
But this is where, for the offensive team, the sideline is their friend. Usually it's not their friend.
Yeah, exactly right. I actually played for a guy in college. You know what he used to name the sideline? Sammy sideline and use him well.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another first down.
Outstanding. How are you?
Today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get them out in the flat.
It's the first NFL touchdown pass for the first pick in last year's draft, Baker Mayfield. As they are now on the board here in the first half.
Yes.
Well, you would think that if you threw 119 touchdown passes in your time at Oklahoma, another one might be a routine, but now what is your first one in the NFL?
Well, I work at a Division II NCAA school, Tuskegee University, and I work with, it's a small staff school, especially when it comes to athletics, so our athletic director's day-to-day or game day operations are delegated. His roles are delegated to me, and so I'm typically the one that's making sure everything is statted, and I also work with our I am the media team. Oh, I almost dropped my phone. I am the media team. Essentially, I oversee the video live stream as well as the broadcasting and stuff like that, and I make sure that everything runs smoothly, and I'm the person to contact if anything goes wrong. So I work very closely with the players as well as the coaches, making sure I get footage as well, making sure that everybody's taken care of and stuff like that. So that really is a part of my love for what I do. You know, I told you a little bit about me before, about me broadcasting. I'm in love with that, but I also love, you know, just being around the game or being around sports in general. It doesn't really matter which sport specifically. And so that's essentially a part of what I love to do. And I think that this internship would better help me get a better understanding essentially of what I want to have a career in. I'm interested in public relations. I'm interested in broadcasting. I'm essentially interested in all of the digital media as well. And I kind of just want to get a foot in the door, and that's why this internship is something that sparked my interest and piqued my interest.
The Browns coming out on the field. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2 minutes. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Well, football is my favorite sport. I played football in high school. I started out here at Tuskegee University playing football. So football is essentially one of my passions. And, my favorite team is actually the Chargers. I had an uncle that played for the Chargers, who played linebacker, as well as my position is cornerback. And one of my favorite cornerbacks plays for the Chargers, Casey Hayward Jr. I just love his play style and stuff like that. And then with the addition of Derwin James, I'm basically a football head, and that's really where that love comes from. The NFL has essentially not only been entertainment, but just the idea of a career. You know, back in high school, it started out plainly like everybody that plays sports. You know, I just wanted to be in the NFL. And later, when I got injured and I realized that I had a passion for broadcasting and speaking, I thought maybe I could make a career in doing something other than playing, but still being around the game of sports with broadcasting. And then you see things like the emergence of Tony Romo. Former player turned to a broadcaster. He essentially became like my ideal, like, hey, I want to be like him. And when I got to college, it became more of a, there's more than just broadcasting. There's more than just 1 or 2 jobs. There's a whole network of jobs and things that people do a lot of times that go unrecognized that I was interested in. With working with the athletic director at Tuskegee University, I've been able to essentially do a lot of those different jobs because
and the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens.
So in sports,
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Pushing through the contact. And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it. And it took the ball off course.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, defensive back, you're loving
one
the
of the
pressure
things last year I became a manager for the women's basketball team at Texas University, so I definitely have
now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And he's unable to grab
we had
it.
Thanksgiving break because it was
Thought he
during the
might have
basketball
had
season
position,
as well
couldn't
as
hold
Christmas
on,
break for the
third
most part.
down.
And we had to end up having
I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence. It borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. This is taken at the 23. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10.
Well, the thing I like to think about more so is poise.
And it's
a lot of times,
who are off to the early lead
people
in
will
that
look at me and be like, who is this, who is that? Because I'm just an undergrad student. So a lot of the times when I print out the stats and I have to run them down to the coaches, I'll have to, run across the basketball floor, that kind of thing. That's, most for basketball and volleyball. But things like those are just jobs that people look at me like, what are you doing? And I'll get looked at because, it'll be a free throw and everybody's silent and I'm talking about how bad he's been shooting all game.
Loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I'm typically the person, it's one, for me, I see it usually, I don't know if you've had this experience because you work with more professionals than me, but when things have an opportunity to go wrong in broadcasting, from my experience, they typically do. I've had a lot of times where broadcasts are cut out and stuff like that, and it's one of those things where when things go wrong, everybody's quick to blame you, but then when things go right, you're not really, people don't really tell you a good job. They expect that from you. So I've simply learned to expect that and understood over time that it's just part of the job. You're not going to you did a great job.
Help is
like
going to be a little bit late getting there.
I just, learned to accept that this is something that I love to do. I'm just happy to be in happy to be around to do what I do, because a lot of people, they want to do what I do in terms of broadcast. They just don't put in the work. They want the damn. I'm just not there for them.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
As a manager from the basketball team,
Saquon Barkley,
I have
as the first half is winding down.
Running to get water and stuff like that, washing jerseys. And, over time, you understand that it's the little jobs that,
has to be great cause for concern over on that sideline. Setting out to kick this one away, and off it goes.
You just can do this part.
This will be taken to the back of the
end zone. The things you want to do and the things you don't want to do, but they all work together for the good of the team.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line.
But I see that.
The Browns getting set to go. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee, and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Pull up the stats and stuff like that, but it's also just the whole team that works
Mayfield on first down.
A collection
steps
of people,
away to his left.
One man's
and
job.
He can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And we're going to get a timeout. With 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12.
Essentially, it's something that it becomes a challenge, but it's one of those things
Final
where
play of the half. Mayfield buying time to his left. From left side, caught by the tight end in Njoku. All right, we will save the Week 1 highlights and apparently get right back to the action here in the third. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is. Right?
Of course, with being a school, I do know the players personally, so that's not
This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting
with
something
schools, we don't really focus too heavy on
and back into this game.
We'll see
as much as I would in a professional setting. Not to say I wouldn't,
sideline, and look at that catch, dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Not having a lot of time, and that's something I want to manage.
26 yards.
Because I do want to get better at the craft of broadcasting, but I said a lot of time. Because
a reminder, 4 more games set to kick off later this afternoon. Chiefs, Chargers, Seahawks, and the Broncos, Redskins and Cardinals, and then the Cowboys against the Panthers.
I try to do before the game, and I try to make sure that they're done.
Flushed out right.
And a lot of times, I might not get the opportunity to do them, but
this is going to be caught.
He
got 29 yards that time.
I'll reach out to a friend.
And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator is looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
Well, I had a question for you. I have the same question
and their struggles continue here.
When we talked on the phone.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The Browns on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries.
I am, but I do have the opportunity to stay out because I talked to my academic counselor. She said I have 6
from the
classes
shotgun,
that are
it's
online.
Mayfield being chased out left.
With that
he
being
can
the
run
case,
for it,
that
and he
means I
will.
take them all.
Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
And that's going to be caught for a Browns touchdown. Odell Beckham, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Browns able to get this one back to within at least some measure of respectability. Point after, up and good. So they do get 1 score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Keep that up to date and everything looking nice out there. There's transcribing the podium availability as well as helping arrange interviews with media.
It's Barkley on the counter, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play, and it'll be a 2nd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
What did you say, Slick?
Dancing to his left. And he sheds a tackle. Now he's got some space. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets them a first down.
Now, those are the ones that hurt defensively. You do everything right. Excellent pressure, good coverage downfield, and then he slips out the back door and turns it into a nice gain.
Flex round! Flex round!
That sounds good.
Flex round! Flex round!
Sounds very good. Well, actually, kind of answered first down. My second question was going to be,
stepping up, he's going to keep it.
I was going to ask him
and
more
he'll get
about,
it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said.
Turnover
if at first you
ratio
don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He's been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure that he knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. That one good for 12 yards. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on a tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. They'll go option to the short side. The pitch back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Yeah, let me puff out my chest a little bit, even though I'm not rooting for either team. That was a really nice defensive play. It's awfully fun to watch, even in an offensive game.
They'll look to throw here. And he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. And it's 3rd down now.
But do you think that I did good in the interview process?
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And it's hauled in by Rodgers for a Steeler touchdown. Eli Rodgers, 28 yards. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. And he pushed it right. It's no good. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Oh, of course. Thank you so much.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head.
So fucking
and what I mean by that is,
I was like,
just what you said,
I was thinking about
changes, I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere, and so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now a 2nd down throw for Mayfield. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw it back. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 26. It's a big play there for the Browns. 45 yards. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. A 1st down throw for Mayfield. And it's caught right at the 10-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll toss it to Hunt. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to...
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Now Mayfield on 3rd and goal. And he's going to go down again. Stephon Tuitt. He's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down.
Watch it now, Barney. Detroit! Over!
Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. That's going to be caught. A great open field tackle is going to stop him shy of the goal line. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. Let's not forget, a year ago, this was a last-place team in their division in the National Football League. How quickly the fortunes can turn.
And somewhere, there's a former commissioner smiling down and looking because parity is something he was looking for in this league, and it plays itself out year after year. Last to first is not something that's uncommon in the NFL.
Yeah, season ago, they didn't have one performance like this, but they put it all together in this ball game. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. They'll go to Barkley again. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. On this day, the ground has been his, but at least on that individual play, we just saw the defense finally with a win.
Yeah, they finally got one, and that's a win for them, but all game long, he's seen the holes, and they've been huge for him. Kind of like a baseball hitter in the zone. The ball seems bigger, and he's just
under pressure, and down he goes in the end zone, and that's a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Mayfield and Callaway taking it in left side. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it'll make it 2nd down. Mayfield to throw it. And this throw will be intercepted. Sean Davis with a pick. Oh, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw? And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
No, bottled up fumble. It's out, it's loose. And I think the Browns got it. They did. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good for your team.
To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Caught left side, it's Beckham. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
First down, Mayfield. Forced out to his left. And it's a fumble.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 29. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent. And now they'll attack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here we go. 190. 190.
A handoff to Barkley. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
They'll run the option right here on first down. He's to the 10, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. The Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 24.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. That one is caught by Hunt. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. Time for a break. Back to finish it off after this. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1. On 3rd and 1, here's Mayfield. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Facing this 4th quarter deficit, felt like they had to throw the ball, and on the other side, they were ready.
No doubt about it. They're playing situational football. They look at the clock. They know the lead that they have, and all they're doing is playing pass on every down.
Playing the pass, picking it off, and now big time in the driver's seat. The pitch goes to Barkley. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Well, those Giant fans, you know that they love seeing Saquon Barkley wearing their jersey, but it's interesting. He actually grew up a Jets fan.
Yeah, I wonder what his dad was thinking. What would Big Al was thinking on draft night. Had to be so happy for his son. But they grew up watching Jets games. Just sit together, watch it. In fact, Dad has a Jets tattoo.
Yes.
Okay, so that tells you about how much he loves that team. You think Saquon's going to fix that and make it a Giants tattoo?
Yeah, he wants to make that a Giants tattoo. That family, though, they fully converted. They're supporting the G-Men.
Here we go. What? 90. What? 90. Ohio.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he's got Rodgers. And a loose football. And I think the Browns got it. They did.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Leopard. Watch it now, Barney. No. Check. Patriot. All right, now, lucky 56.
Mayfield now after the fumble recovery. And he's going to go down right near the goal line. The officials look at each other. They're going to mark him at the 1-yard line. Now they got to get to the line quickly. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. It'll be a pickup of 12 yards. And they're going to have a third down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Lucky 56. Detroit.
Mayfield from the gun on third down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
All right, here we go. Blue 90.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That'll be incomplete as the clock will stop with 14 seconds remaining. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Now they'll run it on the toss. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Now that was an excellent run, and when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
And partner, this first week, this first game that went over the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just having football back, so special.
It is an opening day, opening game. There's just nothing like it because you really build to a crescendo. But the best part for us is that crescendo lasts for a while. Opening game here, an entire season. We get into the playoffs, to the Super Bowl. I was really excited. I could barely sleep last night. I can't imagine being a player.
So for Pittsburgh, it's a fantastic start as they roll to a blowout victory here in the season opener. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll try to turn things around next week as they have a matchup in New Orleans against the Saints.